Hello and welcome to Gasoline and Marshmallows. Please like our Facebook page at Gasoline and Marshmallows or go check out our website at gasolineandmarshmallows.com, where you can get our latest and past podcasts, plus blogs, pictures, and videos. Please share and like the podcast, which is on our Final Shot Saloon studio feed. We are on Stitcher and iTunes as well. Hi, I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Clint, and this is our travel cast, Gasoline and Marshmallows. And what we've kind of decided is we're going to kind of keep changing the format a little bit around just to, I don't know, suit our needs, maybe. It's our first podcast show. We've had we've had quite a few listeners. We've actually had some pretty good reviews, so I'm excited about that. I think everybody knows, being a new travel cast, I think they understand that we're going to be switching stuff around here and there and throwing out a few things, bringing some stuff in. And if there's something you guys like, please, by all means, comment. Give us a shout out on our Facebook page, or we actually have a little discussion board on Gasoline and Marshmallows, so .com. So if you would feel obligated to put it on there, that's great. What have we been up to? Well, you've been fighting a cold for...
Yes, I have.
What, almost 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So we wanted to do this last week, but you really even couldn't talk. So it was, it would have been kind of a rough podcast. But the one thing that we did do is we headed out to Clearwater RV Park again. We kind of we reviewed that on the very first podcast. We actually played the mini golf. What'd you think?
The mini golf was great. They had completely redone it. It looks great. It was a nice course. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, even my dad played.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It was nice to see him out.
And who got a hole-in-one?
That would be you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's
never lived that one down.
Yeah. There's not a lot of, I would say, gimmicks on it.
No.
There was, they kind of kept it natural, which was kind of cool. Rocks. The kids were riding some of their bikes, not our kids, but some kids were riding their bikes in there, so the pebbles got in there. But they actually have like slate rocks, which is kind of cool, and really long, curvy ones.
Yeah.
And I think what they did is they wanted that just for ease, instead of having a bunch of gimmick stuff, except for the very end thing where you just put it up into a...
Yeah, where you always lose your ball on the last hole. But
so
otherwise, it was nice.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, and it was kind of cool the whole weekend, if I remember right. It was cool in the morning and then warmed up, so it was kind of...
Yeah, it actually turned out to be a really nice weekend.
It was really perfect weather, actually. And our daughter had a friend out for the first time. We asked her, what do you want for your birthday? And she says, I want a friend to go camping. So our first non-family guest, I would think you'd say. And so that was a lot of fun. And then that was Friday and Saturday. And Saturday you had to bring her back.
Yep, I brought the friend home on Saturday, and turns out our laundry, or our washing machine, had been on the fritz, so I grabbed a few loads of laundry and actually checked out the laundry facility there. So really nice and clean, and I got 4 loads of laundry done while we were camping, so it actually turned out really nice.
Yeah, this laundry thing was a killer for the last couple weeks. It really stunk. But yeah, I'm glad we at least got to take a look at that. I mean, I think we even mentioned they got laundry, but we never used it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to, I think this was pretty much our last hoorah for the year, because it's got a little colder. There might be one more, so we'll see. We were dropped off at the Clearwater Park, where the Clearwater River and the Mississippi meet, because they had geocaches along their trail, their walking path that's in Clearwater. And for those of you that don't know what geocaching is it's a real-world treasure hunt using your GPS, a regular GPS handheld device, or your smartphone. And you can get the app in any app store, and it can be downloaded. So as long as your iPhone or your whatever is GPS enabled, you can use it. And what you try to do is you try to find a geocache, which is just a container that's at a location that's hidden. And these can be as small as a penny and go all the way up to an ammo box. Usually the pennies are just log books. The smaller ones usually just are log books. But then you get up to that bigger size where you can have what they call swag. And what that is a little squinky. I don't know what a little figure, sometimes a little compass I've seen in there. But what they want you to do is if you take something, you give something back. So we've got to carry a pocket full of swag with us too. But what was cool at this one, we actually went down to the river and we found the one that was on the actual river of Clearwater. And then we actually hung around a little bit and took pictures, and we actually had a good time just hanging out. But this is actually walking distance to the RV park. So it's kind of nice. I mean, it's a ways, but
it is a good walk.
It's a good jump because it's actually a paved path all the way up to pretty much the end of the road to the RV park.
Yeah.
And so along this path are some more geocaches, and we just didn't find one. And that was because it was a little bit farther up, and we both were really tired walking around. But and this was actually on the four-wheeler trail, so that's actually on the other side of the walking path. It was the old railroad line, and but what's really cool about doing geocaching is it gets you outside. It's not just a walk. I mean, we've been to some really remote places inside of woods and what else? Side of riverbanks.
Mm-hmm.
And your brother went with us to that one, which was pretty cool because that was really out there. I mean, that was really deep in the woods. And pretty much if you live in a city, there's going to be some geocaches out there. And it's really just signs, light posts, dead ends. I mean, that's kind of what I've seen. And it's really fun to do because if let's just say mom and daughter are clothes shopping, you and the boy can go geocaching. But it's really fun to do. And
it gives you something to do because every campsite we've been to, there's been, at least one, if not multiple geocaches within the campground site.
Yeah.
So, or within vicinity where you can walk across and find some. So It not only gets you out because you're camping anyway, it gets you to go out and find these little hidden treasures.
Yeah. And my suggestion for someone who's getting into it and want their kids to get into it, look for the big ones first.
Yeah. Cody loves the one with swag.
Yeah, it's the thing is when you find those, you it gets them charged up for it, And so what we've been saying is that we get the small ones to get our numbers up. The log books, that's all they really are, just to get your numbers up. And I think we're at 54 now. And that's just the summer. So we're really excited. And I think before the snow flies, we're going to put out what we called celebrating our 50th geocache. We're going to actually put our own out. So we're kind of excited about that. So yeah, if you want to check out what geocaching is, geocaching.com is the place to go. And I think it costs, you don't have to do the memberships right away. It's free you don't get all the geocaches on the free one. But I think to download the app was $10, and then I think it's $30 for a year membership. And then you get all geocaches out there. And I just kind of figured out if you find at least 40, that's $1 an adventure, and it's really worth it if you get your kids into it, because you're finding them, they're finding them, and Cody and I kind of make a little game of it, who's going to find it first, even though I find some of them first and he claims them. But it's really fun to do, and it really takes you into some of the remote places that you really haven't been before. So check it out at geocaching.com. It's what we kind of enjoy doing, and I do kind of plan to do some videos on this and kind of show you guys what it's about. So stay tuned. I decided I saw a thing online. You take Cascade and you dump it into your black water tank and your gray water tank and fill them up to, I think it's a little over half, and it washes them out.
As you're driving.
Yeah, as you're driving. And we took the windy road, and I must have filled them too full because we only really got
Friday night, really.
Yeah, Friday night. And
Saturday morning they were running full.
Yeah, and we actually, for the first time, had it come up through the
shower.
Through the shower. And I guess I didn't know that until you told me that you cleaned it. But then we found out something very interesting. We went to go grab the sewer hose, and how far do you think we were? Maybe 10 feet?
Yeah.
It wasn't very far. We hooked it all up, and we pulled the hose, and I swear we were 5 feet away from it.
Yeah.
From the deal.
It was really short, the hose.
And we've had
some close calls before.
Yeah.
But this time it was not even reachable.
It was, and I forgot what park it was, but it actually went uphill.
Yeah.
And this one kind of was uphill too, because the tube was actually up. So here's a little newbie tip, I guess, is buy a longer hose. We had to break camp, bring in the slides, move all the stuff. What else? Have you watch the back, me back up, me get close. Then we got right on top of it, dumped it, brought it back, bring out the slides, bring everything back. I mean, it is a hassle and a half. And actually, I think the last time we were at this park, I had to back up to the spot.
Yeah.
But we had an extra person, and I decided I was going to clean. We usually get about a weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before we leave.
Before everything gets full.
Yeah, before we even see a red light. And so, yeah, we ended up having to break camp and do all that. And that was it for me, because I don't like, it's one of those jobs you just don't want to mess around
Well,
with.
as we were dealing with this, it was on Sunday.
That's
when
right.
we were pulling up camp and getting ready to go back home. I saw the neighbor, camper across the way. He had this expandable hose, and I'm like, what is that? Because it looked so neat. And Clint had said he'd checked out those before, and I told him we should, continue to check it out and see. So, are you pulling it up?
Yep. There we go. Yeah, we actually, I've looked at them before because I didn't like it the first time that it happened to us. And, it's one of them things out of sight, out of mind. I mean, we talked about the TV debacle, and that's because when you're there and it doesn't work, you don't want to sit there and fix. You want to just relax, take it easy. I'll get it when I get home is usually my big thing. And, when you get home and you unload and you're done. I mean, that's really it. And with the sewer hose, for us, we only take it out when we're going to dump them. And we're not one of these people that hook up and do all that, because I think sometimes what happens is you get the fumes from it, the sewer fumes. So what we tend to do is we let it fill up, and usually we get to that Sunday, and then we dump and roll is what I call it. But we bought what's called and this is the one that guy had. It was a Rhino Flex Swivel RV Sewer Kit. Now this thing it looks heavy duty. We haven't used it yet. But what's really sweet about it, I don't know how you would explain that. Is it like an accordion?
Yeah, an accordion that expands.
Yeah, I think it's about when it's all fit together. Well, let me check the description here. Nothing. What's cool about it? Okay, it's actually 15 feet of sewer hose, but I think it goes down to like 5. I mean,
5 or 6, something like that.
It's like an accordion. It'll, I don't know how else to describe it, but on the ends, it's very heavy duty connections. At the business end, or the where you would dump it all, comes with a semi-clear elbow, and then it's got a fitting, that screws into the dump station, and then it's all connected. And what most people do is they'll hook these up because it kind of gives you that tight seal. They'll hook it up and then leave it. Like I said, we don't do that, but this time we can be 15 feet away and still be able to. Yeah, I don't think we've ever been 15 feet.
Yeah, so we won't have to worry about closing up camp and moving the camper around.
Yep. And then it comes with plugs for each end, which is, I thought, pretty sweet because drippings. That's kind of gross to say, but you want to rinse out these hoses anyway. Like I said before, open up the black tank, let her get going. We do a double flush thing. And then we open up the gray tank. You got all that soapy water. Usually it's hot because we kind of do dishes and stuff right before. And
it still fits in the bumper too.
Yeah.
Of the camper.
Ours is a little tight. And I haven't put it in there yet just because I'm a little sketchy about getting it stuck. But I think if you look at, they've got these wings here for the grip. If we could just shave them down just a smidge, it'll fit. I don't know if our bumper's a little knocked in or not, but I think either way it's going to be nice because we've got 15 feet of hose. And that's our upgrade, a sewer hose. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? In the Company of Legends. We actually went and saw it was actually a play. Jennifer's brother sent us this email. And I actually talked about it on the Final Shot Saloon, so if you want to hear a more in-depth conversation of it, you sure can go and check out the Final Shot Saloon. I think it's called We Went to the Theater. But check out that. But it was Buffalo Bill, Wyatt Earp, Pecos Bill, and Bat Masterson, and what was the
interviewer?
Elliot Longfellow for the interview, which was really cool because he kind of got the ball rolling and stuff with it. It took place in your hometown.
Yes.
Zembroda. And it's the State Theater, Zembroda State Theater.
Yes.
And what did he say? 30? It was since the 30s?
Yeah, it was probably built in the 30s.
Yeah. And
30s or 40s. What's
super cool about it, I mean, for me, was it still has, I think, the original seating.
Absolutely.
And
sure felt like it.
Yeah, and I think the light fixtures and everything like that, and I loved the atmosphere. And on the stage, they had Buffalo Bill Cody's camp, and they did a really great job. I thought they did a good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was neat.
Would I see it again if they added more people?
Sure.
I mean, if that play comes to the theater again, and all of a sudden they've got a person playing Wild Bill Hickok or Billy the Kid or anything like that, I'd be like, heck yeah, I want to check that out. But really well done. So I suggest if they're in your neighborhood, in the Company of Legends, and I think it's from the Old West Society of Minnesota that put that on.
Mm-hmm.
So what were your thoughts on it? What'd you think?
Oh, I liked the play. I thought they did a really good job, and it was entertaining too with the whole Pecos Bill. He's the infamous, lasso a tornado type of thing. But even with that, the story they told or how they presented themselves was, very factual. They didn't try to make up anything to make the story better or whatnot. They stuck to the actual facts in the situation.
And being kind of Western buffs, I guess you'd say, we kind of knew a lot of the stories,
mm-hmm.
but it was kind of cool to hear it. I wanted to say hear it from them, but hear it from them. I mean, it was kind of the Buffalo Bill Cody looked perfect.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to put that. Wyatt Earp was really close to some of the pictures I've seen, and same with Bat Masterson.
Yeah.
And they told it like the gunfighters, and I thought that was the coolest thing. If anybody's seen Discovery Channel Gunslingers, it's a new TV show that came out, and they actually have people portraying the gunfighters there, and they talk about it like they're being interviewed for it. And this was kind of the same thing, and it was really cool for me because I'm a big Western buff, and I was glad to be there. Got really wet before we got there, though.
Yeah, big storm came in.
It came down in 5-gallon buckets on each of us, so
Absolutely.
It was pretty crazy. What else do we got here? I think there's a good time to take a little break, and we'll be right back with our cooking segment with our Dutch oven. We'll be right back. Hey guys, please go like our Facebook pages, The 4F45, The Rants, Final Shot Saloon, and Gasoline and Marshmallows. These podcasts are part of the Final Shot Saloon Studio and can be found on iTunes and Stitcher. Just search Final Shot Saloon Studio. Please like and share the podcast to help us grow. Thanks for your support, and thanks for listening. And we're back. One thing that we kind of wanted to do is talk about our cooking. We do a lot of Dutch oven cooking. A lot of Dutch oven cooking. We don't very much, but I think our Dutch oven tests are usually done in the winter when we don't have guests.
Exactly.
That way we can make sure that we've got it. And I think we've got 3 or 4 recipes that we do
really good, that
really set off, and we've gotten a lot of compliments on.
Yes.
So, what's our first one, hon?
The first one is our egg bake. Everybody loves breakfast, and what I do is I take 12 eggs, scramble them up, and then I get a package of Jimmy Dean sausage, and I fry that up. Set that aside and put the eggs in the pan that you're going to put in the Dutch oven. Put the Jimmy Dean sausage in that. Cut up 7 pieces of bread and into small, like kind of little bite-sized pieces. Put that in with the egg mixture and the sausage. Then put some sharp cheddar cheese in it as well, and kind of push it all down into the eggs so that bread and stuff gets absorbed by the egg. Then you just kind of sprinkle a little bit more cheese up on top, and then I'm ready for you to prep the Dutch oven and get that ready. And
we've actually used both size Dutch ovens, right? If I remember right.
Yes.
We've used the 10 and a 12-inch deep Dutch oven.
Yes.
Either way, I think we've used 30 coals for the start and the finish.
Yeah.
We've found that we're going to have to do a second set of coals no matter what. I think
Yeah, because even we have doubled this recipe as well. We've done 24 eggs and then 2 things of sausage and then more bread and more cheese. And even with that, we had to have 2 sets of heat, basically. So the first 30 coals, and then once that starts to die down, you have to set that up. Usually it only has to go about 10 to 15 minutes on the second set of heat before it's completed.
Because it's a hotter heat, which is kind of nice.
Exactly, yeah.
And what we've kind of figured is 30 coals for 45 minutes, because we noticed that the coals are not totally burnt out, but far enough along where it's time to kick on another set, which takes, when you're setting about 30 coals, it takes about 15 minutes to get those going. So you're talking about an hour with the original coals by the time you get the other coals on. Give or take. I mean,
yeah, we try to start a little bit earlier, but we kind of.
And the thing is it really what's kind of tricky about Dutch oven cooking is it really depends on a lot of things: wind, temperature, and all that kind of stuff. But we kind of got it down because it was kind of cold that morning. So if it can handle this, I think. So yeah, we do 30 coals for 45 minutes, and then we start a new set at about 45 minutes and get that going, and run those for another 10 or 15.
Yeah.
And you actually put bacon in this last one.
This last one, yeah, I put the sausage and chopped up some already cooked bacon and put that in, and that was added a lot more flavor to it as well.
And I forgot my maple syrup. Yeah.
Yeah, he's weird like that. Maple syrup on eggs, I just don't get it.
What's nice about the Dutch oven is that is you can do it outside. You're not heating up your RV.
And overall, less cleanup because you're using a tin pan inside it, so it just comes out clean out of the Dutch oven, and you don't have to. I don't have to do as many dishes, which I love.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people, what they'll tell you is you're going to lose the flavor of the cooking and the seasoning of inside. I'm not going to kid you. I'm lazy. I mean, when it comes down to that kind of stuff, look, I'm on a vacation, so I don't want to have to do too much.
Exactly.
But, it is still work because by the time because we have a table now that we set up, which is sweet because it actually protects. It's got 3 walls that really has saved the bottom coals from the heat.
From the wind.
From the wind.
Yep.
And really holds the heat well. And so with that, you've got ashes and all that kind of stuff. But what I've been doing is I've been just putting them in the fire pits. Like if we do a dinner, I'll start, when I'm done with the coals, I'll throw them in there on top of some, already cut up wood pieces or tinder, and then it'll catch on fire, and I don't have to use a lighter to,
It's a fire starter.
Yeah, it's a fire starter. And actually, this last time, the coals lasted all day, and it was still warm, and the paper was catching on fire without me even lighting it, so that was cool. So yeah, that's Dutch oven cooking. That's breakfast. So we'll probably do maybe a lunch or a dinner next time.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So here's the campground review. I don't know why I had to read it so weird. But it is Two Rivers. There we go. Two Rivers Campground in Royalton, Minnesota. And you want to, where is their amenities? There we go. You want to read what they got?
At Two Rivers, they have 221 sites. Of course, they have the picnic table and fire ring at every single site. They have a 2,000 square foot swimming pool and kiddie pool, which our kids really enjoyed both of those. They have clean restrooms with free showers, a large pavilion available for camp groups, canoes and kayaks. They do have a swimming beach as well. They have a new campground lodge, beautiful lodge.
That was pretty sweet.
Newly paved entrance road, free Wi-Fi, basketball court, propane cylinder exchange, a dump station, and laundry facilities.
And I think their dump station was 2. I think you were able to pull in 2 RVs.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I know it says dump station, but I think it was 2. So, I mean, this campground is pretty sweat.
It is. I was impressed.
The kids loved the pool.
Yeah, they had 2 slides, kind of like the corkscrew slides, but they weren't like huge to where the little kids could, not go down them or something. But they loved it.
The one thing that we didn't get to see was down by the river.
Yep, it was
floods.
flooded, so we weren't able to go down by the beach, down by the river, which looked really nice according to their pictures on their website. So.
And they actually closed it even for camping.
Yep.
Because of the electric is what I think I heard what they said. Yeah, it's really cool. They do have seasonal, which, I guess if you're into that. Let's get to the rates here. What are the rates?
For a basic site on the weekends is $47.50. For water and electric, it's $53.50. And for a full hookup, it's $55.50. Again, those are just weekend rates, regular weekend rates.
And when we were there, what were those bugs?
Potato beetles is what we were told.
Yeah, and the thing is, what was the date? Do you remember?
God, I think we went in June.
Because I've heard it's only
during a certain time of year
for 1 week or 2 weeks, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We haven't been back, but
they were rather annoying.
They were ugly, annoying, but I'm not gonna say not go to this campground because of that.
No, I want to go back to this campground because it was nice, and I really would like to go back when the beach is open down by the river because I think it's just an extra neat thing that the kids can enjoy.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna look at the activities here: tubing, mini golf, swimming pools, swimming beach, 2 playgrounds, canoes and kayaks, fishing, of course the store, the game room, which we used a lot,
yes, we did.
Volleyball, basketball, soccer, horseshoes, shuffleboard, and of course more. That their mini golf looks pretty cool. I don't remember seeing it.
I don't either.
I really don't remember seeing it.
I think that was kind of part where it was closed off.
Oh, really?
I think it was right when we came in.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have to pay better attention. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I actually walked this quite a few times just to see, and they've got a lot of sites. They actually made sure to separate, I think, the seasonals. The seasonals were actually on the outskirts, except for the one part. And then weekenders are kind of in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But what's nice is it's on a dead-end road, so you only have people at this campground. And I could see how tubing down this would be fun. And, I mean, yeah, see, there's the slides and everything. We're kind of busy looking at the slideshow here, but yeah, so this is in Royalton, Minnesota. 2 Rivers. It's called 2 Rivers Campground and Tubing. So that's the beach right there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, everything is really nice about this. So if you are up around there, and what's nice about for us, it's only maybe an hour.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll definitely.
And of course, when you go to Royalton, check out Treasure City.
Yeah.
We stopped at Treasure City, which was beyond our turning point, but had to take the kids there for the first time and pick out a little knick-knacky thing.
For you people who don't know what Treasure City is, it is a tourist trap crap shop.
Oh, yeah. You can barely walk through the place. There is so much stuff.
If you want a shark, a baby shark in a tube, this place actually has it. I mean, they've got everything. They've got pirate stuff, of course, because it's called Treasure City. They've got everything. I don't know.
They have
They've
everything.
got, yeah.
T-shirts, coffee cups, knickknacks galore, polished rocks and crystals and, just everything.
And you have to walk down the aisle sideways to give you any sort of thought of how much stuff is in this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a stop if you can get out there, or if you have a tow vehicle, park, drive out, because it's really not that far from the campground. So, what else we got?
Do you want to mention their website?
Yeah, go ahead.
It is www.tworiverscampground.net.
And check that out for maybe next year. Let's give it our rating. Our rating is, I'm going to say 1 lost in the fire for never going there again, and 5 for really an excellent place to go. So go ahead.
Well, when we went there in June, I would give it probably a 3 just because of the potato beetles, but actually it deserves a 4 because it really was a nice place.
So you're going with 4?
I'm going with 4.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to go 4 also. I believe this is going to be a great place. Unfortunately, my biggest problem, the beetles just were terrible. But unfortunately, the flood, I would have liked to seen the beach. I would have liked to maybe even try a kayak. And so it's not towards the campground at all. It's actually Mother Nature.
Timing, yeah.
Yeah, Mother Nature I'm subtracting 1 for. But no, I think we will definitely go back. And, like I said, it's close. Level sites. It was a level site. I think it was very clean. The only thing I don't like with the seasonal thing, and this is how they make their money, so I'm not complaining too much, but when someone pulls their thing out, there's pipes, weeds, and decking out. There was a few sites out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the roadway was clean. The pool was clean. Again, Mother Nature and the bugs, that's not their fault. What do we call it? The chalet? The main lodge, beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice.
mean, they have a little center where you can just watch TV or a movie, games, pool, but it's huge.
Yeah. It's big.
The store was super small. I'm going to say 3 shelves.
Yeah, it was little.
I think that could have been a little better, but I'm going to go 4 marshmallows just because I'd like to see more next time. It might go up next year. So, that was Two Rivers, Campground, and Tubing. So 4 marshmallows from the both of us.
Yep.
So I think that does it for us, hon. I think episode 2 of Gasoline and Marshmallows. Like I said, we're always going to be we're going to try to get a format, but I think the next, say, 5 episodes here, we're going to kind of mess around with it a little bit. So if you can, we'd be much appreciated if you'd go to our Facebook page or our little discussion board on gasolineandmarshmallows.com and leave us a comment. What would you like to hear? What would you what don't you like to hear from us, I guess? Do you like the cooking part? Do you like our campground reviews? Whatever. We'll try to fix it. But, we're going to mess around with it for about 5 episodes here, so hopefully we'll come to a conclusion after that. So yeah, I think that's it, hon.
It is.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Safe travels, everyone. Bye.